I used to play football on my front garden every night, thinking of becoming a Champions League footballer, Premier League footballer. I used to say to myself, if you can do 500 kick-ups, you might be a Champions League footballer. And I didn't do it. I got all right standard, but I didn't do it. How did your football journey start, Asmir Begović? At what age did you start?
Well, yeah, I mean, firstly, don't worry about the 500 keep you uppies, because I still can't do it myself. So that's not the most important thing. But I guess, yeah, I mean, my journey started. I mean, I was born in Bosnia, and my dad was a ex-professional goalkeeper back in the former Yugoslavia, which I guess late 80s when I was born was a fantastic footballing nation, when everyone was still together. So my granddad used to play in goal. So I guess you can say he was in the family. And I guess ever since I was born, all I ever wanted to do was be a goalkeeper. And it sounds great, but of course, then turning into reality is not quite so straightforward. And soon after that, soon after I was born, obviously the war broke out in Bosnia, and we had to move on. And we were able to settle in Germany, which is where my proper footballing journey started at the age of 5, when I started playing organized football. And yeah, I went straight in goal, and I took off from there. Spent 6 years in Germany, then went to Canada, and of course came to England, and initially on trial in 2003. So for me, it was all about the passion, wanting to do it. It became a natural thing for me and my family. All I ever wanted to do was be a goalkeeper and playing goal. Nothing really else interested me. And I'm really lucky that through all the hard work, and I guess the work with my dad put into me, especially in Germany, or especially moving to Canada at that time. If you think back 20 plus years, the state of play and the level of football in North America wasn't quite what it is now. So the opportunities weren't great. So I had his training to thank, and he was a massive influence on me. And like I said, I had plan A and never had to go to plan B. So I've been really, really lucky to do what I wanted to do and live my dream from a very early age.
To say this as well, the fact that you're in the Guinness World Book of Records as well for the longest goal, 92 meters.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a good, that was a pretty cool moment and a special day, of course. Just a great time in my career, really. A lot of things happened in those couple of years in terms of achieving things at Stoke and with the national team and scoring a goal and stuff like that. So, yeah, really, really cool. That's when the winds see, like I said, playing to the conditions and using them to your advantage. And that's how it exactly worked out.
Well, I remember Tim Howard. Dan, you remember Tim Howard scoring a goal on a very windy night. Yeah. He didn't seem very happy about it, though, when he scored. He was sort of a little bit embarrassed about it. What did you do?
Yes, nothing similar. Very, very, very much the same. Very much the same. I think when you score the way we scored, you don't prepare yourself for it or never really think about it, so you don't even know how to act in that moment. Whereas I think the lads that have scored sort of a last-minute header or something in the box, scramble the box, that's probably the way you imagine it, so you know what to do with yourself. Whereas I think the way we scored, I think if we start running around the pitch in circles, it's a little bit odd. So we kept it. I was
going to say, I know Dan. If he was in goal and he scored that goal, he would have been running around the pitch, lap of honour.
It's a long way to go.
Doubt. Yeah, without doubt.
First of all, I think you missed a trick there, Asmir, because I would have definitely said I meant it 100%. Yeah, I took into account the wind conditions. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I completely went for goal on that goal kick that you went for. I know you meant it, didn't you, Asmir? You meant that one.
Partly, yes.
Yeah, of course you did. Got something here, a present for you, Asmir. You probably want a picture of this at your house. It's a good picture if it's the right one. Here we go.
Yeah, well, I can't say what I actually felt in this podcast. I mean, I guess it's language.
Help yourself.
Yeah, you can imagine what happened there. Just look back and the boom, this guy. I mean, what in the world is going on there?
You are thinking
you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously we were down to 10 men as well at this point. It was a really, really low ebb at this point, but we were holding on. and then we needed a little bit extra time. And then he helped us out by getting it.
No, yeah, I don't think anyone needed that much extra time. That's for sure, right? And I mean, again, I think it showed the resilience of the team, and that was one of the most special nights. Definitely playing at Goodison. I mean, the atmosphere that night and when we scored. I mean, Alex scored. The noise is deafening, and I think everyone obviously went wild and showed what we're capable of. Like I said, we never made it easy. Whether it was going down 10 men in that game, just everything kind of for us was always doing it a difficult way. But yeah, it was special to play nights at Goodison like that. Honestly, it meant a lot to me and to experience that atmosphere. And I wish we didn't have to put you guys through it and everything else. But the silver lining of both those years really was getting to experience the power of the fans at Everton and how special Goodison could be. And I think everyone coming together with all the build up to the matches and everything that was going on. I think it was truly special to see. I get guys going and keep that positive energy. And I remember saying the one thing I said, well, lads, if Crystal Palace can score 2 goals and a half, why can't we? And it kind of resonated with everyone a little bit. Of course, you're never quite sure if you do, but
you're the man that started it. Then you are.
No, but I think we have to always believe. We could have been in situations where we could have given up. It was happened at QPR this year, and you kind of through experience is how you keep people together and put a positive spin on stuff and make guys believe. Because if you don't believe, then it's not going to happen. So we had to believe, and we had to be able to turn around, and I genuinely meant that because. Not being funny, but obviously if they can do it, why can't we do it? And I guess the way we did it, the quality that we had in the team, it was a magical night. And I'm not sure which one was more nerve-wracking, that one or Bournemouth, the last game the next season. So both weren't great for the nerves and for glass coffee tables and whatever.
Well, me and Paul was at that Bournemouth game, and that was my daughter's first game, and she was 4 then. She's 5 now. It was her first ever Everton game that I took her to.
Yeah, well, that's totally standard. Yeah.
I know. She loves it now because she thinks that it's the raw when we scored that Bournemouth game. But the Bournemouth game was so scary. And we're sitting in the crowd and you've got fans all around, got the phones, and they've said Leicester's just scored. So we have to score, otherwise we're down. And that's what we're all in the stadium thinking, oh my God, we've got to score, otherwise we're down. It's the scariest game I've ever been to. Yeah. After you felt relieved, but you've been through that many emotions, you felt it was a really weird game. Funny because we actually saw you in the car after, and a shout out to you, Asmir Begović, because I'm not going to give any names, but one player just drove off, and the security told the players when they was coming out to just go. But you stayed when someone asked for an autograph in your car, even though they told you to go. Stayed, gave him your autograph, and went. And I was like, from then I was like, Asmir's a proper boss guy.
Collected? Are you a shirt collector? Not everyone is. But,
this is the fun part. So, what's the best top that you've got? And then we'll ask you your 5-a-side team. We'll finish it on a bit of fun here.
The best shirt that I've got. I've got a Gigi Buffon shirt. Close Paris. Zlatan Ibrahimović PSG shirt.
That's class. That's good.
That's class. Yeah, I mean, all things. I mean, I know it's not a related question, but that PSG shirt. I mean, Gigi Buffon. I mean, him and Oliver Kahn were sort of my idols, so that has to be number one because the goalkeeping. But that PSG shirt meant a lot. One because, they knocked us out of the Champions League with Chelsea, but they must have been the best club team I ever faced. I mean, the team they had on the pitch, I mean, just the presence in the tunnel, the size of them, everything. How they never won the Champions League that year, I will never know. Because if they didn't win it that year, I don't think they ever will. And when you look at the Kevin Trapp's here going goal, Van der Wiel on the right, Thiago Silva, David Luiz center halves, Maxwell left, Thiago Motta, Verratti, Matuidi, Pastore. In the middle of the park, Cavani's, Lavezzi's, Lucas Moura, Di Maria, Ibrahimović up front. Just kept coming. It was like yeah, if we lose to them, they're gonna win this bloody thing, and they never did. So that's the only story about that. But actually, that's a pretty cool one.
Yeah,
it's crazy the players that you come up against.
And a signed Seamus Coleman shirt as well, by the way.
that's good. That's the best one. That's the best one.
That is the best one.